The impending fourth season of Bridgerton, slated for release in 2026 following the wrap of principal photography in June 2025, promises to be a seismic shift in the social landscape of the ton. While fans anticipate the classic Cinderella romance of Benedict Bridgerton, Luke Thompson, and Sophie Yerenha, the season's central drama will pivot not merely on love, but on a severe conflict of loyalty imposed by the highest authority in London, Queen Charlotte, Golda Rochefoucauld. This season is set to move beyond the traditional marital plot, focusing instead on a chilling game of social espionage that pits familial allegiance against political survival. Penelope Featherington, now Penelope Bridgerton, may have won her husband, Coughlan, and seemingly preserved her writing career as Lady Whistledown by the end of season 3. However, this victory was simultaneously a profound political compromise. By revealing her identity to the Queen and the ton, Penelope relinquished her crucial autonomy, exchanging journalistic independence for royal legitimacy. She is no longer an independent disruptive force, she is a political asset, or, potentially, a controlled weapon. The epicenter of this conflict is the Masquerade Ball, confirmed to occur in the first episode of Season 4. This event serves as the nexus where the central romance, Benefit, collides violently with the post-S3 power structure, Queen Charlotte and Lady Whistledown. Placing the Masquerade Ball at the very beginning of the season is a deliberate narrative escalation. It ensures that the mystery of the Lady in Silver is the central talking point from day one, giving Queen Charlotte instant motive to intervene. This structuring ensures the high-stakes political drama, previously a secondary element, is now interwoven directly with the romantic A-plot, preventing the narrative threads from running independently, a production strategy designed to heighten overall drama. The foundational premise of Season 4 is that Queen Charlotte will leverage her new control over Lady Whistledown to force Penelope to unmask Benedict's mysterious lover, thus transforming the gossip column into an unwelcome instrument of the crown. The Masquerade Mystery, Benedict's fairy tale begins. The setup, Episode 1 and the Lady in Silver. Season 4 focuses on Benedict Bridgerton, the family's bohemian second son, and his love story based on Julia Quinn's third novel, An Offer from a Gentleman. This arc embraces the potent Cinderella story trope. The romantic catalyst is the Grand Masquerade Ball, hosted by the Dowager Viscountess Violet Bridgerton. The object of Benedict's affection is Sophie Beck, a Korean-Australian actress playing the role of an illegitimate daughter of an earl who has been reduced to servitude as a maid under her stepfamily. With assistance from fellow servants, Sophie manages to sneak into the ball for one magical, fleeting evening. She is known only as the Lady in Silver, her identity concealed by the mask, which historically symbolizes the secrecy and boundary-breaking nature of their connection. Benedict encounters the Lady in Silver, falling instantly and irrevocably in love, marking the beginning of the Benefit romance. True to the Cinderella motif, Sophie must flee before she is discovered, rendering her the season's greatest unsolved mystery. The Netflix teaser poster confirms the prominence of Sophie in her silver gown and mask, underscoring the importance of this hidden identity. The Queen's gaze and the involuntary diamond. The immediate aftermath of the Masquerade Ball provides Queen Charlotte with a powerful, compelling motive for intervention. By the conclusion of Season 3, the narrative surrounding the diamond of the season may have felt somewhat redundant. The Queen requires a fresh, disruptive social figure to occupy her attention and validate her role as the ultimate arbiter of the ton. The Lady in Silver, a figure who commands attention through grace and mystery but whose origins cannot be verified, is the perfect target for the Queen's obsession. It is highly probable that Queen Charlotte, witnessing the Lady in Silver's exceptional presence, or perhaps seeing her favorably interact with Benedict, a Bridgerton she respects, decides impulsively to declare her the season's diamond. This declaration, made before the identity is revealed, is a signature power move for the Queen, intended to command society's attention. However, the Lady in Silver vanishes immediately, leaving the Queen with an embarrassing and politically damaging void. A named diamond must be publicly presented and thoroughly vetted. If the diamond is unidentified, the Queen loses face, demonstrating a lack of control over her own social hierarchy. The relentless search for Lady Whistledown in previous seasons was driven by the Queen's desire to assert control against a challenge to her authority. In Season 4, the mystery of an unidentified diamond who disappears actively defeats her authority. This monumental frustration provides Queen Charlotte with immense motivation to employ extreme measures, specifically, the compulsory use of her newly acquired intelligence asset, Lady Whistledown, to uncover the truth. The Lady in Silver's clandestine identity mirrors Penelope's own former status as Lady Whistledown. Both characters gained significant, albeit temporary, agency by operating under a powerful, secret persona. Queen Charlotte, having successfully dismantled one such identity, LW's anonymity, will be hypersensitive and profoundly impatient regarding the emergence of another mystery that challenges her control, fueling the urgency behind her shocking plan to expose the Lady in Silver. 2. Queen Charlotte's ultimate weapon, censorship and control. The foundation of Queen Charlotte's plan rests entirely on the political leverage she gained in the Season 3 finale. Penelope's compromise, the velvet handcuffs. Penelope's public revelation of her identity as Lady Whistledown was not merely a confession to Coughlan, it was a necessary public surrender to Queen Charlotte. In her emotional address to the Ton, Penelope made a profound tactical move. She grants Queen Charlotte full control over exposing Lady Whistledown, effectively handing the crown the keys to her past mistakes and her future career. The Queen, in turn, permits Penelope to continue publishing, but only on the condition that the column adheres to the Queen's preferences. This transforms Lady Whistledown's column from an independent, cutting gossip sheet into an officially censored press, placing Penelope under the Crown's direct governmental oversight. The Queen holds the power to shut down the column at any time, or worse, revoke Penelope's standing entirely, potentially leading to social ruin or even confinement, a threat Lady Danbury herself acknowledged. Therefore, Penelope is forced into a state of continuous self-censorship and compliance. The strategic value of a controlled column. With the column under royal management, Lady Whistledown ceases to be a disruptive gossip source and instead becomes a tool for Queen Charlotte's own agenda. The Queen's primary need in the new season is absolute control over the narrative and effective intelligence gathering. Where the Queen's own network of palace spies might struggle to penetrate the deepest secrets of high society, Lady Whistledown, as a newly legitimized, publicly known writer, Penelope Bridgerton, can use her newspaper to solicit or publish official lines of inquiry. The retention of Julie Andrews' iconic voice as the narrator confirms that the device of Lady Whistledown remains integral to the show's structure. However, the content must change. Penelope must pivot from sensational scandal to what some commentators suggest will be more like a commentary on society or editorials. While this may sound tame, in the Queen's hands, this editorial power can be weaponized as an intelligence asset. QC does not need LW to lurk and eavesdrop, which is now difficult since everyone knows her face. QC needs LW to print public inquiries that force the mysterious Lady in Silver out of the shadows. Because Penelope's transgression was directed against the Crown, the consequences for disobedience are exponentially more severe than facing a private blackmailer like Cressida Cooper. Coughlan and the Bridgertons might have shielded Penelope from social scorn, but defying the monarch's direct mandate threatens the entire family with royal disfavor.